Hello, everyone, and it's me, Al Madright, or Alex Bryant, in case some of you didn't notice that. I'm sorry I've been away for so long, and I've had thousands of plans in my mind to come back strong and stronger than ever and all that whatnot, but it's probably not going to work out as smoothly as I've hoped. Anyway, what's brought me here today is, of course, me defending gaming, as I usually do. I have met so many people since leaving the blogosphere, since leaving streaming, that all say the same things, that games are a waste of time, and that they only teach violence, and all of these other things. And as you may well know from following this channel, and the Fort Nerd channel, and various other channels we've been connecting to, that is not something we believe. And I feel as if I would be remiss if I did not try to defend my viewpoint. I've had this conversation with a couple of people I've met recently, and it hurts. It hurts. I may not have done the best job of it, but I've spent quite a lot of time defending gaming, talking about it, praising it, trying to show people that it is more than just shooting zombies and playing football. And it is. It really is. There are so many more lessons to be taught here. It's not gamers' fault, at least not gamers in general, who are taking things in the direction that it's going. It's a number of things. Okay, one, people have to make money. As much as we'd like to deny it, games like COD and all of these shooting games and things like Halo and whatnot, they make money. That's what it is. Every repetitive sequel, every cut and paste cookie cutter RPG, every cut and paste shooter, they make money. That's why they're there. People need money. That's sadly how it works. And there's different reasons for playing games as well. The reasons I started playing games for aren't exactly healthy. I was a misadjusted teenager, and, well, it was before I was a teenager, but that's neither here nor there. I was misadjusted. I couldn't find a place to socially fit in, so I played games. I played a lot of games. I played a heck of a lot of games. And while some were not very good influences on me, a lot of them were. I played the old-timey, extra hardcore RPGs, as they've come to be known now, and I learned a slightly more advanced vocabulary. I've spent time with a lot of puzzle games, and I hate them to death. I really freaking do. I hate puzzle games to death. Ask anyone. Especially the guys at Fort Nerd, they'll tell you all about it. But they exist for a reason. And you can learn a great many things from it. Puzzle games teach you logic and extra critical thinking. There's the games online for kids that teach about basic motor functions, like the Cookie Monster game we did a review of that one time. It's not a very good game. They probably didn't make it with the best hopes, but it's good for preschoolers. It teaches them basic sharing and caring and basic emotions, and that people deserve to be helped, and singing and dancing. And, well, let's face it, I wasn't paying very much attention during that review, in case you hadn't noticed. There's a lot of other things that you probably don't grasp. Even with shooters, they do foster a large community. Okay? Teamwork is critical. in that game, in RPGs, and basically in a lot of other types of games that you wouldn't think of. Trying to cooperate with others and learning to cooperate with others is a key factor. So, in many cases, it might be for that sense of camaraderie. It might be just to relieve stress from a hard day. It might be just to live in the shoes of a sniper for that particular moment. I've been away from gaming for a while, but I do still game when I have the chance. What games do I end up playing? Minecraft. The game where you can literally build almost anything you can imagine. Or another game I've been extremely fond of, even though when I first saw it I didn't think I'd actually care a lot, was, it's called Plastic Planet. And quite frankly, I don't know much of what to tell you about it because it's all in Chinese, and I don't speak Chinese. But what it is you play as a person, I think. They don't really tell you about that. A person who controls a large fleet of robots in order to recycle the waste left by former civilized peoples to bring the planet back to its original condition. Yeah, a game about pro-recycling robots in a bleak post-apocalyptic future, and you recycle everything back to life. I thought it was a joke. I did not know what to make of this game, but after I've stuck with it for a while, yeah, it's a pretty decent game. A lot of the complaints I hear, especially from people, is my boyfriend or girlfriend was obsessed with games. Yeah, well, they're designed like that. Gaming is like any other thing. There can be too much of it. Not that I mean to defend them being overly obsessed with games. There is such a thing as gaming addiction. That is a real thing, if you ask me. Although, don't ask anyone else from Fort Nerd. They don't understand. Anywho, a lot of times people go to games to get things that they can't get in real life. Like I said, a sense of camaraderie that you can't find anywhere else. The chance to live as a sniper, or a person controlling a fleet of robots, or things like that. I'm not terribly fond of the World War simulators and the Halos and the whatnot, but I do like me some zombie killing. Hence why my screen name is Zombie Killer in many instances. And I don't play because it's ultra-violent. I really don't. Being too violent is a turn-off for me. Trust me. There's a level where everything is acceptable. The thing about zombies is 90% of the time, zombies aren't the main focus of a game. It's actually reconstructing society, or struggling with resource management. The zombies are just there to get in your way. The zombies are usually just trash you have to either go through or navigate around. Yes, ask anybody, the first time you get your hands on a chainsaw and plow through a couple of hundred of zombies, it's a very exhilarating experience. But after a while, that all gets boring. Why do you think they always have bosses that are insane people, or have you needing to rescue people? Because zombies themselves don't complete a game. That's why all of the Call of Duty games have the little mini games where all you do is solve puzzles. Well, I'm not sure what you call them. It's like user-generated maps that you play certain scenarios on. I'm not sure what they're called because I'm not from that clique. But basically, in these scenarios, you have to do things that A, you can't do in actual gameplay, and B, are actually very complicated maneuvers that, again, focus a lot on teamwork and being able to trust other people. Something that is severely lacking in today's world. Trust me, I know this. I've seen it. Another viewpoint that I'm seeing a lot of is that games are just childish overall, and, well, yes, there are a lot of games meant specifically for kids, but there's a reason why the ESRB exists, and it's not just because Mortal Kombat had blood physics. There are games that talk about deep subjects. It's not our fault they don't get recognized. There are games about art. There are games that discuss politics. There are games that teach you useful real-life skills. You just don't realize those games when you see them. I'm having a hard time picking out any games to make an example out of because I haven't been playing any recently. But there are. I don't want to point fingers anywhere because there are times when obsession over anything can destroy a family, or worse. But it's not the game's fault. 90% of the time, the person who is obsessed with games has some problems they need to work out themselves. Games are a sort of medication, if you will. Quite similarly to when someone is addicted to drugs, or when someone is addicted to booze. It's all them trying to sort out something with something else. Personally, I'd say being addicted to video games is better than being addicted to anything else. Because, at least you don't drive drunk and kill people in real life because you're sitting at home playing a video game. Or you don't end up using all of your money to buy drugs while you're sitting there and playing a video game. It could be that people are turning to games other than relationships because something in the relationship isn't clicking. That happens on occasion too. Like, I can't stand this one meme that's come along, and it's a girl who's in front of her camera on her phone or something, and she's got on this annoying filter where it makes her look like a fish, and she's got a high squeaky voice, and all she does is complain that her boyfriend plays too many video games. Well, I'm sorry, madam. I truly am sorry that your boyfriend isn't paying you that much attention. Okay? But it's not the game's fault. The games have done nothing to seduce your boyfriend away from you. I don't know her name, I don't know what she does, but you're really placing the blame on the wrong person, okay? It could be that perhaps he's just a jerk. That could be a thing, The guy's just a jerk. Maybe he wasn't good enough for you in the first place. Maybe you need to sit down and talk with him so that you understand the things that make him want to play those games. And for me, it's always two kinds of games, right? It's always two kinds of games. It's either my boyfriend or girlfriend was way too obsessed with Dota or Call of Duty. And you don't understand that those games are made that way on purpose. They are made to be addictive. They are made to be just the crap that you can shove down people's throats repeatedly. There are games you can play together. A lot of puzzle games, a lot of cooperative games, a lot of games like puzzles. Again, I hate puzzles. It all depends on the mindset of the person playing them. Oh, brother. I'm talking myself in circles here, and I just feel so bad for all these people that are going through this But at the same time, I feel bad for them blaming the games. Like, yes, that was not right of that person whom you were in a relationship with to neglect you. But at the same time, blaming a video game for breaking up your marriage is like saying guns kill people. Well, not exactly, but it's like saying something innately harmless that you can just randomly pick up hurts somebody, whether it's meant to or not. I've been trying to move back into finding a good way to do things with games, trying to put gaming back into my life. You know, I miss it. For someone like me, gaming is what kept them sane when they had no other alternative. Gaming is what kept them alive and what kept them going in a world that did not care for them. Maybe your ex-spouse or child, heaven forbid, or whatever is going through something like that. Maybe you can offer them extra whatever they may need, some counseling. Maybe you can talk them out of needing games as much as they do. Of course, obsession isn't healthy, but it's like eating. You don't blame food for a person with an eating disorder. I mean, I think I'm always going to defend games. Things that I tried to do may not have worked out, but they didn't fail because of games. I'm going to defend them, just by force of habit, because it's what I've done for years. And I wish I could make people see this. I wish I could just give a speech and help people understand that games are not inherently evil, that games are more mature than what they've been led to believe. And no amount of talking will tell these people that. And I'm sorry. I'm also sorry if you feel like, because of my loyalty to games and the things I believe in, make you think twice about being my friend, or, whatever was going on at the time, because this is a part of my life that actually meant a lot to me. Despite what bad things may have happened, a lot of good things happened as well. And I owe that to the thing that kept me sane, that kept me stable, that gave me hope when nothing else would. This has all come out really disjointed and really, really wild worded, rather than what I wanted it to say, but I think you might understand. I'm going to go now, and maybe next time I'll have a script and actually prepare things to come out correctly. Well, I'll see you next time, whenever that is, if there is. I'm planning. If I have anything to say about it, there'll be a next time. Oh, trust me, there will be.